Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install pfSense on router. Let's get started. Before we dive in, if you're looking for a reliable, hassle-free VPN that just works without any complicated setups, I highly recommend NordVPN. It offers a simple subscription with incredibly fast speeds, top-tier security, and works seamlessly for streaming and browsing. Try it for 30 days using the link below in the description. First, you'll need a small USB flash drive. 1 GB in size is plenty. The entire installation process will run from this drive. Head to the official pfSense website at pfSense.org. Click the download link at the top of the page. You'll need to select your architecture. For most modern mini PCs and generic hardware, you'll want to choose the AMD 64-bit option. Next, you'll select the installation image type. The installer DVD option is outdated, so instead, choose the USB memstick installer option. Then, select console for the type and VGA to ensure proper display output. Finally, pick a download mirror that is geographically close to you for the fastest speeds. Once you've made all these selections, hit the download button and wait for the image file to finish downloading to your computer. Now, you need to write or burn this downloaded image file onto your USB flash drive. You'll need imaging software for this. I'm using Balena Etcher in this demonstration, but other excellent and free tools like Rufus or the Raspberry Pi Imager will work perfectly as well. In your chosen software, select the option to Flash from File and navigate to the pfSense image you just downloaded. You don't even need to uncompress the file first, the software will handle it automatically. Then, choose your connected USB drive as the target device. Double-check that you've selected the correct drive, as this process will erase everything on it. Finally, click Flash and wait for the process to complete. Once it's done, safely eject the USB drive from your computer. Now, take that prepared USB drive and insert it into the device you want to turn into your pfSense router. Power the device on, and immediately, press the key that lets you choose the boot device. This key is different for various manufacturers, but it's usually the delete key, or one of the function keys like F2, F10, F11, or F12. If you're unsure, you may need to check your device's documentation, or try a few different keys. When the boot menu appears, select your USB drive from the list. The system will now boot from the USB drive. You'll see a welcome menu with an auto boot countdown. It's perfectly fine to let it continue to the default option, which is to boot into the multi-user mode. You can either wait a few seconds or simply press 1 to select it immediately. The installation process will then begin, and you'll see text scrolling on the screen as the system loads. The first prompt will ask you to accept the copyright and distribution notice. Select Accept to continue. Next, you'll choose what you want to do. Select Install pfSense. Now, you'll be asked how you would like to partition your disk. For most users, I strongly recommend sticking with the first option, Auto ZF. If you are not familiar with disk partitioning, or are not setting up a complex multi-drive array, this is the safest and easiest choice. Simply select Install on the next screen. You will then be presented with a list of available disks. Select the internal disk drive of your router device by press and of a Streamless. Small is the first action for saying. You will stay with the left of the right and break it down. Then, hit OK to confirm your selection. You will receive a final warning that the installation will destroy all data on the selected disk. Confirm that you want to proceed. The installation itself is very swift, and you should see a completion message in just a few seconds. The device will then reboot. Make sure to remove the USB flash drive when prompted, so the system boots from the newly installed internal disk. After the reboot, you will see the pfSense console, and the first-time setup wizard will automatically start. This wizard will guide you through the basic configuration. It will first ask if you want to set up VLANs. For a basic setup, you can answer no to this. Next, it will ask for the WAN interface name, which is the network port that will face the internet. The numbering starts from 0, so for a device with multiple ports, it's often the first one, like IG0. Then, it will ask for LAN interface name, which is the port that will connect to your internal network. This is typically the next port, like IGC1. You can skip configuring any additional interfaces for now. Once the basic interfaces are set, pfSense will finish loading and present you with the main console menu. From here, you likely need to assign a static IP address to the LAN interface so you can access the web interface. From the menu, choose option 2 to set the interface IP address. Then, select option 2 again to configure the LAN interface specifically. When asked if you want to use DHCP, say no. You will then be prompted to enter the new IPv4 address for the LAN interface. Choose an address that fits your network plan. For example, 192.168.1.1. For the subnet bit count, enter 24 for a standard home network. You can press enter to skip setting an IVP6 address for now. Finally, it will ask if you want to enable the DHCP server on the LAN interface. For a final setup, you would say yes, so pfSense can hand out IP addresses to your other devices. Now, connect an Ethernet cable from your computer to the LAN port you just configured on the pfSense device. Open a web browser on your computer and navigate to the IP address you just set, using https: in front of it. You will likely see a security warning because the certificate is self-signed. This is normal, and you can proceed to the website. You will now see the pfSense login page. The default username is admin, and the default password is pfSense. After logging in, you'll be greeted by a setup wizard that will guide you through the final steps, like setting the hostname, domain, and the administrator password. Once this is complete, you will have a fully functional pfSense router, ready to manage your network's firewall, routing, and much more. While pfSense gives you incredible control over your network, configuring advanced features like a VPN client can be complex. For a more straightforward and reliable VPN solution that's easy to set up on all your devices, I recommend using NordVPN. It's a faster and more secure alternative that just works. Check out the link in the description below to try NordVPN at a great price.